Welcome everybody to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast hosted by two people who would power word kill Elmo for giving us feelings.
So true.
My name is John Santana, and with me,
I'm Atlas.
welcome Atlas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. Gonna try to not talk too much or too fast, but no promises. It will happen.
You talk as much and as fast as you want. We were expecting
Good.
Justin here today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, he is not here.
He got hit by a meteor, fell right out of the sky.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. He got hit by some pastrami.
Yeah. For a hot minute, I forgot what pastrami was. I'm like, yeah, sure.
You know, we don't really do pastrami over in the UK. I said that to kind of appeal to our international audience.
I was about to say, I just had like Italian food. I think it's Italian, right? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I went and had pasta Saturday night. I don't know, sometime this weekend, which was horrible. Pastrami was not on the menu. I was very disappointed.
That's shocking behaviour.
Yeah, rude.
So, Couch in the chat has put he stubbed his toe on a small side table. I think that may be right.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably crying right now.
But hello to everyone in chat. Hey, David. Hey, Couch. I know there are some other people lurking. Don't hesitate to say hello. We will address you as and when I remember that there's a chat there. I'm sorry, I'm horrible at this.
No, you're not. We're just learning it on the fly as we go.
We are learning it. Our live producer isn't with us today.
It's okay. We're gonna outmaster the master eventually. It'll be good.
Oh, definitely. I think that is definitely going to be the case. So,
yeah.
Right, Atlas.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you. Super excited. I thought you were shitting me, or actually, to be fair, I thought you messaged the wrong person at first when you sent the invite. I was like,
you did say that. No, I sent it to the right person, and I 100% stand by that. I still think you are the ideal person to have with us.
Oh God!
And I think we found out yesterday that when Justin's here, we're going to bounce off each other really, really well.
We did. And yesterday was, for anybody watching that doesn't know, we played a session of Mutants and Masterminds. Connell GM'd it, and it was so much fun. We were laughing way too hard. It was fabulous.
I mean, Connell, what a fucking GM. I mean...
right? That's what I've been saying. Like...
I mean... And the thing is like, he was with us first. It's like, yes. We got the first recorded...
ever
of Connell, and it was outstanding.
It was phenomenal, and it was actually he did an amazing job at storytelling. Everybody did a good job playing together. Like, none of us had played together before,
No.
I mean, other than you and Justin, but then Stefan, me, like, he just threw us in, was like, swim bitches, and we did, and it was wonderful.
and it was great because, I mean, it was essentially one long combat, and we actually did character development during that combat. Just that, Connell's GM style really facilitated that.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But we have talked about this many, many times. I love getting to experience different game systems and GMs because it's like going to a different movie every time. So that was one. I'm spoiled. I've been playing Mutants and Masterminds with him roughly like 3-4 years. So that's my jam. But yeah, it's good.
No, it was good, and it was good to kind of play all the characters, and Connell gave us technically pre-gens, but they were only pre-gen as far as the mechanics go.
Yeah, that's such a hot topic on like threads and like the gaming community. It's pre-gens versus custom characterization, but it was really well done because it's pre-gen, but with our personalities, insightfulness into it. And
I'd hesitate to call them pre-gens because a pre-gen, I see a pre-gen as you open a product. And here is a character, and you are given a character. Whereas what Connell did, he was going back and forth with us, kind of going, okay, this is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And we like he took our input as well.
Yeah.
And he created characters based on what we were saying. So essentially, he was translating what we wanted into mechanics.
Yes. And which also, by the way, super concerning for me now that I've played with your character, and like creepy as hell, man. Like that voice, I'm watching you. I have suspicions about you in real life now. Anyway. But
you are
good.
wise to have suspicions about me in real life.
Shit.
But at the same time, I think that came out because, you know, obviously I've gone back and forth with Connell about this character, and you know, my ideas, and we kind of meshed, and we you know, came to agreements on things, and I was kind of concerned. I was concerned about certain things being too hidden, or certain things being too easily spotted, and I think it was just perfect. I think,
yes,
you know, I think you picked up on things
that
I was kind of putting down, and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna play with this.
There are some personality traits that, as you know, you are playing a superhero, like I'm going to say a Superman type for anyone listening that doesn't understand what we're talking about. We were playing superhero games, and you know, John's playing a Superman type. He's super strong. He can fly. He can do all these things, but he's like, I'm going to pose for the camera, and I'm sort of going to hold up, time out. What? Like, okay. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I think that I consider myself a baby GM. At least that's what Connell calls me all the time, and I love it. But like the concept of building a character with your GM is something I love. I've done my own character creation from scratch and then threw it to my GM, and they made it work. And it was fine. It was a good game. But getting to have that back and forth dynamic with your GM before the game starts, I think also helps the game be so cohesive as a story. And it makes people feel more involved also with the other players. Because like the GM can pick and choose personality traits basically that are going to bounce off of each other really well. The deli sandwich thing, that was a pure stroke of genius accident. I don't know how he pulled that out of his ass, but it was great.
and I think Justin played it amazingly as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Justin had me dying laughing.
Yeah, like, I mean, Justin is in terms of like the comedy, quick improv. Justin is phenomenal at doing that, and he showcased that. He showcased that massively. And Stefan with his character, I was dying with like not only the mechanics that have been added to it, but the like he's brought the Stefan enthusiasm with him.
Yes, it's perfect for him and that character. And I don't even know how, like, I don't know who does this. He's like, yeah, I want to play a rhino. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to draw him as a rhino. And then in game, we all found out, like, you know, he chose to have bad eyesight. That wasn't, you know, Connell being, oh, rhinos have poor eyesight, so technically you won't be able to see. That was Stefan's idea. He's just like, yeah, no, fuck this. I am blind as a bat. Like, who does that to their own character?
But I mean, it was so perfect. Funny, and it makes sense. And the fact that I was rolling to see if I was rolling the 50% mischance and succeeding every time.
Every time. It was annoying, but. Good times
so to kind of just like not to kind of like focus too much on yesterday's recording.
Yes.
But just so people are aware of exactly what happened, we all arranged with Connell, Stefan, Atlas, Justin, myself, and we arranged to do an episode or a few episodes of the Crit List, which is our other show where we basically bring in systems that Justin and I and everyone else have never played before. We get in and we kind of learn the system as we go. And we sat down, we started playing, and about an hour in, it was like, yeah, guys, should we make this a thing?
It was like we weren't even halfway through, and John just like, yeah, so do you guys want to do this more often? And of course, Stefan's like, yeah, oh my God, I'm in. And I just kind of glanced at Connell because obviously I'm not doing it if Connell's not doing it. I'm going, is he going to do it? Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, fuck. So,
yeah, I'm excited. It was just, I've never played a superhero before. I've played
Really?
I've played high fantasy, I've played horror, I've played witches, I've played many different types of character. Never played a superhero.
Huh.
And I was surprised about just how much from the get-go. I was like, "Oh, I fucking love this."
Yeah, there are so many different types of games out there, which is why when people find out that I'm a gamer, like I do tabletop role playing, they're like, "Oh, that D&D stuff." I'm like, "Well, that's actually like my least played genre." There's a word there. English is hard. Um, but like there's so much out there, and I think it's super easy too for our generation and culture to sink our teeth into the superhero scene because we've been so saturated with it recently with like the Marvels and all of that thing.
Yeah.
So it's and the boys, even like streaming media. But it's fantastic. I love it. Sci-fi and superheroes are probably my top two, but that's because I've been doing them the most. I do have a soft spot for high fantasy. I just have not been in one that's done like super on point. That
Yeah.
could be me being super bougie though. So I will red flag myself on that one.
No, but I mean, you do have a point. I mean, because obviously I started playing Pathfinder. So that I got thrown into this high fantasy setting, whereas I was never. I mean, I love the books. I was never a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Okay.
I enjoy the books, but
I quit. I have to go. No, I'm
you're
kidding.
gonna leave me alone. People don't want to see me.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, I never really gelled with, especially the movies. I just couldn't really gel with them. So I've never been a massive follower of high fantasy. So when Pathfinder started, a lot of it was learning high fantasy again. A lot of it was, okay, so there are elves and you learn the setting that you play. Then the next thing I started playing was like sci-fi, which I was a bit more familiar with. I could relate to. But it wasn't until yesterday where I was playing superheroes. It's like, oh yeah, this is what I relate with. This is what I resonate with because my whole life has been superheroes. So that has been... And when I say superheroes, I just mean the high-powered sort of... I'm a huge Dragon Ball nerd.
Okay.
Yeah. And, not technically a superhero because of,
Still superpowers though. Like
Superpowered.
it's up there in the same area.
So yeah, I mean, it resonated with me massively from the get-go, and it was phenomenal.
That's good. I am so happy to hear that for two reasons. Obviously, I'm slightly biased. Like I love playing in games, but like Connell's a fantastic GM. I know people are like, oh, you're biased. You've been playing with him for so long, but for real, he really is. And B, like I don't feel like Mutants and Masterminds gets the hype that it could get. Like people know about it, but they're like, oh, I haven't really tried it yet. And I'm like, you gotta try it. Just try it. Like it's good.
100% agree on both those points. I mean, Connell is amazing as a GM.
Yeah.
And it's, I try and learn things from different GMs. Everybody have that have GM'd for me. I have picked things and kind of gone, oh, I like that. I'm gonna
love that. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and implement that in some way, maybe put my own twist on it.
Yes.
And there were a lot of things that Connell was doing yesterday. It's like, huh.
Yeah. I same. Like you should always be. Well, okay. As a GM, I feel like you should always be kind of trying to learn to, I guess, excel. That's the wrong word. You get what I'm saying?
No, but yeah, it's improving your craft.
Yeah. Yes.
And because there is no like guide, there is no how to. You do have to learn by observation.
Right.
And when I observe, I don't necessarily observe the most well-known GMs, as certain threads messages have pointed out. But
I'm sure you get plenty of those.
I do like to learn off the GMs that I have.
Yeah.
Regardless of how long they've been doing it, there's always going to be something that they're going to be able to teach me.
Absolutely. And to put it in a super like scholastic term, you can watch movies. Let's say you're a film director, okay? Because it's kind of a similar vibe. You can watch movies and learn from the great directors all day long, but you learn the most from those professors in the colleges and the hands-on people that are giving you internships and jobs and things like those are the people you learn the most from. And I mean, yeah, of course, the directors are great. You're gonna take, but like again, perspective, weigh out the reality versus you know, keep my foot from going in my mouth there. But
No, but I mean, you're absolutely right. So,
yeah.
obviously, I know who you are. I'm pretty sure 90% of the people in the chat know who you are.
Oh God.
So, why don't we, just to make you slightly more uncomfortable,
Oh,
why don't we turn the
yeah.
spotlight on you a tiny bit? I want you,
No.
tell us about Atlas. Tell us.
Hi, I'm Atlas. I play games. That's really all you need to know. No, I'm kidding. I had actually, I don't know if she's in the chat right now, but one of my girlfriends, Coco, I love her dearly. I had been bugging her because I was like, I should play, like, I want to play D&D. I want to play. I'd heard it throughout my whole life growing up. I was like, do you know anybody who does that? She's like, yeah, I know people. Hook me up. So I've only been playing tabletop role-playing games for maybe 6-7 years. Like I'm fresh into the scene, but I just dove right in. I wish it was what I did full time. I'm getting there. Maybe. I don't know. I just want to have fun with the game. And that is my thing, is that I have quickly learned that we talked about this earlier. The hustle is not my jam. I want to have fun, and I want to apparently have a house where you can hear my dog barking. Sorry about that.
So I just want to interrupt. Someone in chat has put, "I'm here, boo." So I think
that's my girl. Yeah, it's Coco. But she hooked me up, and we played in a tabletop group together for a couple years. And COVID happened. The group fell apart. I was on TikTok at the time, and I was making a ton of D&D content, like just gaming content, because I love the aspect of life as an adventure. Because it is. That's so basic, but I mean, it is. Like, I do not have a goal of like, buy the biggest house, white picket fence, succeed at your career. Everyone's doing that. I tried it. It's not for me. I love to travel. I love to meet people. I love to explore new cultures. And that is something that the gaming community has really opened the doors to me for, is I'm meeting all these people and cultures and places across the world, across the country. And like you said, getting to learn gaming styles from different people. That's huge for me. I think that's amazing. Like the community and the culture as a whole can get so much bigger, but that's not really about me, because I'm horrible at talking about me. But yeah, Connell found me on TikTok, and he's like, "Hey, you just lost your game group. Do you want to come game with mine?" And well, that's what I've been doing. So yeah.
No, I mean, I first met you when we started Threads, and
yeah,
for us, Threads has been huge. It has been a
amazing
game changer. We went from like a very limited sort of audience to now we are now more people in the States watch us than people in the UK at this point.
That's insane, but awesome. Okay.
It's fantastic, and that is all because of Threads. And I do believe that you and Connell were some of the first people that we started interacting with, as well. Tess is in there as well.
Tess! Yeah.
And it was, I feel like we instantly clicked. And, for me, it was a genuine friendship.
Yeah. And that's what I've liked so far about that app, is that it's not just like, hi, let me throw my opinion out into the wind, blah, blah, blah. It's interaction. And it is genuine interaction, which is so weird to have on a social media platform. But you're right. Like that's where we found each other. And that's where, I mean, our entire, I guess, I don't know what to call us, online group, gaming community, the people we're involved with, like that's where we met. And it's been super great. Like you said, it's a friendship. It's I think Stefan used the word kinship one time, and I'm like, yes.
I like that.
Yes, because it's anybody can be a friend, but that kinship is that like, oh, I feel you. Like I get that,
Yeah. I mean, trust Stefan to pick the perfect word.
On accident too.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Of course.
I 100% agree. And we've met a bunch of like fantastic people. We've had a load of
Yeah.
fantastic people on the show. But we kind of like Connell, you, myself, Justin, and
Mhm.
we've always kind of gone. "Well, we need to game together. With this, the first thing we need to do, we need to
Yeah.
like we need to stop dancing around in the foreplay, and we need to roll some fucking
Right?
dice.
Let's get it done. Come on. It's taking too
And
long.
yeah, so I mean, first of all, we kind of organised the crit list thing, and which is
Mhm.
now going to be its own thing. I haven't come up with a name yet.
Mm.
I'm working on that. But
Throw
then
ideas, chat.
yeah, throw ideas, chat. I think one was mentioned yesterday, which I'm kind of leaning on.
But was it?
Was the inmates?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just keeping it as that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think calling it that, but it was also
I
during
wasn't
that
sure if you're talking
time.
about the horny bastards thing. I was like, are we gonna go with that? Sorry.
I mean, let's see how the game goes, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no.
And it was also during the time where Justin's like he's having to go away for work and this that, and the other. And for some time, we've kind of tossed around this idea of becoming three of us.
Mhm.
Becoming like a three-person team where if one person isn't able to make it, we can still function. We can still
Yeah.
kind of go on. So that was always kind of the idea. It was just figuring out who. And
Ta-da!
I think it was the first time you did your stream.
Oh,
It was either
that
the
was a
first
while ago.
it was either the first or second time you did your stream. It's like
Mhm.
I might have someone.
Yeah, and that's for anybody who doesn't know. I have, like I said, I have an Atlas Adventures server, which is for anything. It's not just gamers. But I do an art stream every weekend, and that is what he's referring to. I draw game art while everyone just chills and hangs out. There's no expectations. There's no like agenda. It's just chill. That's pretty cool. I very much so enjoy it. And when I cancel it, I miss everybody. I'm like, no.
We create our own agenda.
Right? Yes.
Normally
Our agenda is whatever the hell we want.
Normally it's there are some jokes in there.
What? No, we're serious. We're very
we're a very serious bunch. But yeah, it is
Totally.
fantastic to have you join the team. I'm so excited about where this is going to go, and I know
Appreciate that.
Justin is as well. I will.
That meteor. I'm telling you, that just took him
Yeah,
out.
that just took him out. He was walking down the street and.
He'll walk it off. It's
Meteor
fine.
meteor made of deli meat. Ah, fuck, that was hard to say.
That meteor made of deli. Yeah,
Meteor made of deli meat. All right, so I got
I'll
there
let
in
you
the
do that.
end. All right, so how about we bring up a topic and see
Yes.
because I want to get your opinion on something.
Oh, no.
So this topic has been provided courtesy of Couch.
Oh, yeah. All right,
this
Couch, let's
week.
hear it.
All right. So Couch, a couple of episodes ago, he asked a question about a first-time GM. All right. So this time, he is wondering if you are a forever GM, which me, for example, is how do you go about just going back to being a player again? So you have GM'd. Have you encountered any sort of difference between the way you sit at a table as a player or the way you sit at a table as a GM?
It's funny you should say that because I have a TikTok saved in my drafts about that. But yeah, I have not been a forever GM. I GM'd one shots, like that was my like sparkly. Ooh, I'm a one shot DM. And just recently is when I started becoming a campaign GM. But that being said, the difference of the GM chair and the player chair are so completely different vibes. It's drastic. And it's so funny because Connell was our forever GM for years and years and years. Scheduling conflicts came up to the point where he had to give up the spot. And so we came up with this rotation where it's me, our friend Scott, and Connell, and we just rotate GMing. And as a GM, I have watched Connell try to be a player, and it is entertaining because I'm learning from him. Like you said, watching people around us. but it is very much so the same aspect of I took a design class in college for theater design. I cannot go and watch a show and just enjoy it now. Like I have to try actively to not think of how they did that set, how they did that lighting. And that is when I, even just from week to week basis, I will GM a game and then my friend Scott will GM a game. And I'm like, oh, we probably should, nope, I am playing. Like it's hard, but that's more of a constant rotation thing than a forever GM thing. What about, like, what's your biggest, like you just played. So like, what's your biggest struggle with it?
My biggest struggle is probably more predominant when I go to play Pathfinder. Because
you know it.
Because I know it like the back of my hand, and also because there is a massive amount of time that elapses between my turn and my next turn. You know, like let's say Mutants and Masterminds, for example, yesterday. Turns are quick.
Yeah.
And so you've got your action, you've got your move, and then you've got Connell describing the world reacting to what your character does.
Yep.
All right. That for me is that's engaging, and I can follow that and I will pay attention, and that isn't a massive problem. Couch, he runs our Fabula Ultima campaign.
Right.
Again, the turns are quick and dynamic, and it goes party, enemies, party, enemies, party, enemies.
Ooh.
So even though you've already acted, you still have to be attentive because you might get hit, you know. So you don't have that break. Whereas in Pathfinder, it becomes, because as a GM, you're so used to monitoring exactly what the players do, what their movement is, making sure that they're getting the rules right, thinking about if they do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So as a GM, you are constantly firing. Your synapses are constantly going. So even though combat may take an hour, you don't realize it. You don't realize how long it takes between one turn and the next, because you are constantly on the go. If you all of a sudden get put in as a player, especially with me, because I will know what I'm doing the moment I finish my turn. I'll know what I want to do on my next turn and have all the options kind of drawn out. So my turn comes up, is okay, I move, I draw my sword, I attack. That's me done.
Yeah.
And then I've got to sit back. And wait. And this kind of feeds into the second part of the question with Couches. What do you do to spot a newer GM? You get the, like, especially if in Pathfinder they're making a mistake, is like, do I say something? Do I not? Do I be that dick at the table who kind of goes, well, actually, and I struggle with that, because a lot of times I'll kind of go, no, it's your show.
Yeah.
You know, I will play by
I'm trying to even
rules.
think, like, I'm on the flip side of that. Like, as the newer GM, I'm trying to think of, like, I do something that has been a topic on Threads before, where, you know, after a game, I ask, like, hey, how was that? And I usually get some good feedback back.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't think I've ever had a situation where in game someone's been like, well, actually the rules say, if they do that, it's usually because I'm asking. I'm like, what the hell does that do? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair enough. And I mean, to be honest, for me, I will not say anything unless I'm specifically asked. If I'm a player,
that touches base. Yeah, go ahead.
If someone is GMing, that's it. You know, whether that GM style is for me, whether it's not, I'm a guest at their table, and I will play according to the rules and all that. It isn't until a player kind of goes, do you mind telling me what you think?
Yeah.
That's when I'll go, okay, here's what I think. And I will always try be as constructive as possible. I hate tearing people down.
Yeah.
You know,
unless they deserve it. We talked about that.
Oh yeah. If they deserve it, I'll be like, well,
lay off your players. No, no, I think that you're actually touching base on a much bigger topic, actually, of the community, because there's all this pressure of GMing. Not just like the skill it takes to run a game, but like, oh my gosh, I have to be on point and I have to be this good as so and so. Like anybody, put anybody's name in there. Does not matter. We're not going on that topic. But like,
why not?
Being able to not my first day. No, but like being able to step back, I think, as a GM and be like, no, this is their rodeo. Let them run it however they want to, even if it's, in your opinion, wrong. And then have a conversation about it. I think that actually takes a better GM than someone who's going to be there like, well, actually, I know everything about this game. Let me interrupt you. Like, no. Like, it's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be fun. Like, it's a game. The word game is in the title. It is a game. Have fun.
You hit the nail on the head. It's meant to be fun. And if I'm having fun, that's all that matters. I mean, in something like Pathfinder, where the rules are very heavy-handed and it's a very crunchy system, a lot of times the rules aren't followed because of a lack of understanding.
That's fair.
And I will happily afterwards just kind of go, oh, just so you're aware, this rule works like this. Keep, just if you weren't aware, maybe you are now, sort of thing. But
now you know. The more you know.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I'm not going to kind of go, oh, you did bad.
Right, yeah,
because that's just a shitty behavior.
And even like the passive aggressive, like, oh, you did good, but like, no, you did good. The fact you sat in the GM chair and you tried, bravo.
That for me is 90% of the battle.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like, if you're a GM and you're being an absolute asshole to your players, and get out of the chair. Like,
oh, if you're a GM and you're being an absolute asshole to your players, and I'm at the table, I'm going to be an arsehole back.
Flip the table, throw the dice. Let's go.
I'll ruin your day.
That's all right. That's all right. That's spot on.
No, but I mean, I think, especially with newer GMs, you have to let them make mistakes. You have to let them, just be there, because 90% of the battle is doing it in the first place.
Right. And I, again, am so lucky to have had my table that I have, or I guess Connell's table that I've been adopted into, and I'm now part GM, because like, they're so gracious. Like, I've been playing so much. I just started learning Pathfinder. So when you're like, oh, there's so many rules, I'm like, yeah, man, like, I don't know half the stuff I'm reading. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't even get the book. Like, I did not even buy the book. I picked up the book and I just shut it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to trust Connell on this. I don't want to know. Like, but, I was going somewhere with that thought and it just ran the fuck away. So, yeah. But like, it is rules heavy. Just play the game, have fun.
Yeah. I mean, that part of my position as a volunteer for Paizo is to run these games, and is to make sure that rules are adhered to and all that. But if I'm in a home game and somebody's running something and they fuck about with the rules, it's like, yeah, you do you, man.
Yeah, like I'm picky about homebrew, but that is a personal taste. But if you're playing a game and you say that the rules are this and then the rules are that, like, if I am stepping up to play at someone's table, I am playing at their table. I am playing under that GM's rules. We literally just talked to Connell about this, I think, over the weekend over stream. But like, I'm not going to sign up for it because, I want to play D&D 5e. You're usually, I want to play like the Mutants Masterminds. We were all like, we want to play together. We want to play together as a table.
Yeah.
We want to play under Connell. So Connell's rules go. Like, whether he decides to fudge something for an episode or not, who freaking cares? Like, we're having fun. Like, doesn't matter. Have fun with it.
I mean,
but yeah.
To be honest, it was a case I think you hit the nail on the head. It wasn't a case of we want to play Mutants and Masterminds. It was a case of we want to play together.
Yeah.
Connell could have busted out any old thing, and we would have kind of we're playing together. Let's do this. He could have busted out some weird erotica sort of RPG. We'd have gone, all right.
Shadowrun Dark Side. Sorry, anybody watching this at work. No, okay.
My character and Justin's character is gonna fuck.
Yes, with the deli meat.
With the deli meat.
With a bear watching somewhere. Not my bear. Not my bear.
I think we would have had just as good a time. But the fact that it was Mutants and Mastermind, and I fucking loved everything about it, is a bonus. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, it is a different experience from going, from sitting at the table, from sitting at the thing. And personally, I find, and lately, to be honest, I am leaning more towards the narrative side sort of games anyway. Where I've done Pathfinder for so long, it's like, hey, I need a break. But I prefer that from a player's perspective. Because you've got a lot more to do between rounds.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I always get a little, not jostled, but there's so many terms that are used so flexibly. So like narrative style, crunchy style, right?
Yeah.
I think I might be in the middle because on one hand, like I love narrative when it comes to like Connell's descriptive style. You know, he's telling a story. I think for a lot of people that would count as narrative, plus how we interact with each other. But like, I want to know the game. The game. I want to play. I want to roll. I want to do the crunchy crunch. Like there's all these systems with all this crazy intense stuff. Like, oh, that looks fun. Is that what I want to do all the time? No, but somewhere in the middle, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I am as well. I mean, I think probably the most narrative thing I run is Blades in the Dark.
Oh, okay.
And even that has not necessarily in the resolution part, but in the sort of building of the crew and all that. It's crunchy as fuck.
Yeah.
But in the actual resolution, it's okay. What do you want to accomplish? I want to do this. Right, okay, so this is going to be, it's going to be risky for you to do this, but it's going to have a great effect. Roll 2d6. There you go. And we'll see how that... I mean, so the actual resolution of things is quite free-flowing and quite narrative. But when you get into the building of the crew and all this, it becomes really fucking crunchy.
Oh, okay. Note to self.
Yeah, it is a good game.
Yeah, that's what I need to play. There's so many games I need to play. It's so funny because we talk about, I have so many games that I feel like I have not played, and everybody knows. That's half the reason I was like, did you ask the right person? Because I do not have the knowledge base of games that I've played. But at the same time, I look back in the last 4 years, and I'm like, okay, a lot of people have only played D&D or they've only played Pathfinder, and I'm like, I have a pretty decent, like, like Mutants and Mastermind, Shadowrun, Pathfinder, Savage Worlds. Oh my god, I love Savage Worlds. It's a bit of a bitch to like run as a GM from what I've been told because I haven't tried to GM it yet. But as a player, love it. I've done D&D 5e, so it's just I'm kind of like, okay, so I don't live under a rock, but there's still a huge list. Like
you don't give yourself enough credit. You've got more experience than you let on. But luckily, if you're interested in playing games, luckily for you, you have joined a team of people who decided to create a show around the fact of wanting to play games.
It's like, I was actually explaining this to one of my coworkers today. She's like, wait, you're doing what? I'm like, yeah, it's for gaming and stuff. She goes, like, you just, okay? I'm like, just walk away. If you don't, it's okay. Like, I mean, you don't get inside.
I've tried to explain this to my parents, who don't get what I'm doing in terms of role playing. They're just happy it's not gambling. And secondly, it's like, so what do you talk about on your podcast? It's like, well, we talk about the games we play.
The games, yeah. I mean, good times. It's gaming and good times. I tried explaining tabletop role playing to my parents, and that was a small disaster. I tried to make it as simple as possible. It's like, we just sit around a table and we play pretend. It's really like, it's kind of like what we do. Like, remember when you're a kid and like, pretend that I have a superhero cape and I jump off. It's basically that. And my dad was like, okay, so do you use cards? I'm like, some games do, but not predominantly. It's mainly the dice. You roll the dice to see how well you do. And my father, who I love dearly. But he goes, yeah, okay. But then like he had no idea because years later when Stranger Things came out, he's like, oh, that's D&D. Come on, man. Like
Yeah,
okay,
I've
all
tried
right.
explaining it to my parents. It's like, I've tried all the tropes, collaborative storytelling and all this, and it's like, and in the end, I've just kind of got, yeah, we sit around a table and roll dice.
Yeah, like it's hard to explain, but it's okay. Like it's not for everybody, and I think that's okay. Like I don't think that there's this. You don't need to be into gaming. Like
No,
there's this super as much as I've been hyping on the community and I love it and like it's so good. Like there's with anything there's a slightly toxic turn that it can take, and that is one of the things where it's like oh well, I'm in a gaming community and I do this, and I'm like I play games with my friends, I roll dice, pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. Like we're getting really down to the basics of it.
yeah. At the end of the
And it's worth
day,
it.
game's in the title.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean that's all. But I mean, I think that's a fantastic topic, and I
Yeah, thank you,
see you're a
coach.
natural at this. You're an absolute natural. I do
I
want to just
ramble.
take a quick brief pause here, and
Mhm.
I do want to give a shout out to our partners this evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like everyone to check out Deals of Opportunity. It's an automatic, simple, and free way to save on the tabletop role-playing games that you want. You just add your Drive-Thru RPG and Dungeon Masters Guild wish list and get notified anytime a title on your list goes on sale. You just set it up and save. I mean, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Every time I hear about it, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, yes.
So
Instantly started using that.
it's a project that was started by Luke from Greycastle Press,
Oh.
who produced the solo tabletop role playing game Journey, which
Mm.
I own. I still haven't opened yet because I need to find the time. But Journey's like a world building game.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I mean, I say solo. I'm pretty sure you can play it with more people, but
Mm.
it looks fantastic, and I definitely need to start using that. But
Mm.
so they've done Deals of Opportunity, and yeah, I've already saved a packet on it because every
Good to
now and
know.
again a book
Yeah.
will come up and it'll be like, oh,
The amount of times that I'm like, I'm not going to buy that many books. I'm not going to buy games if I'm not going to play them. I am lying. It's like when you go into Target and you're expecting to buy one thing and you walk out with like, $200 worth of items. Like, I don't need any more games. And then I go into like a book, like Drive-Thru RPG, and I'm just like, ooh, I'm going to put this in my cart and I'm going to put this in my cart. It's just fine. Just a few things here and there. And then it adds up and you're going, oh, shit. Like,
yeah, I kind of took stock of all the RPG systems that I own, not necessarily physically, but in PDF format.
yeah.
I am a slut for Humble Bundle.
Oh no!
And it's like,
I just found out
oh,
about them from Connell. I was like, what is that? And I checked it out. I'm like, oh no. No,
yeah,
my credit
it's
card does not need to know about this.
fucking dangerous. I mean, I'm looking at one now for a potential crit list because now Fallout's all the rage. I actually own the Fallout RPG. It's like,
Oh, I was gonna bring that up today because I was like, pop culture. Who's gonna want to play that?
that maybe I may have to learn that and run a session.
Yeah.
Food for thought,
Okay.
definite food for thought, especially with it being the hot topic.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But our second partner tonight is, we know him, we love him. It's 13th Moon Games. It is a family-run indie company out of Wyoming, USA that created the tabletop role-playing game Covenant Crucible, a game of modern-day witchcraft. If you can imagine the John Wick movies and the last Witch Hunter movie got together and had a really pretty baby, Covenant Crucible would be it. You want to learn more, you're interested in joining the official Discord game, check them out on their Patreon, 13th Moon Games. Find them on Instagram at Covenant Crucible. I was there for your character creation.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. So I'm gonna miss somebody, I know, but Connell, myself, Sam, and Tess, and possibly Justin. Not our Justin, but DM's guide Justin.
Yeah.
we created characters and we're ready to go. And for a long time, it was like personal things kept happening, a lot of real life stuff. And finally, Cinco de Mayo, we're gonna be playing Covenant Crucible. I'm so excited.
You guys are gonna fucking love it.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I've actually never played in a game with Tess. So I'm super pumped for that. This is Sam's very first game. She's never played a game before. So like this is going to be kind of a big game for a lot of people. I'm excited. It's going to be
good. We had so much fun doing it. I mean, we've got our next episode dropping on Thursday where we actually start getting into the game. My character is such a dick.
So you're playing yourself. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. But you're not wrong.
No, you're wonderful and nice. Stop it.
Nah, for now. I've got friends in the chat who will probably disagree with you.
Oh.
But yeah, it is a phenomenal system, and for me it harkens back to the kind of Rollmaster days when I was playing that, and it looks crunchy, it looks heavy to learn, and this, that, and the other. But the GM or the storyteller, they take on most of the onus of kind of going, this is what I need, and that's all you need to know. You need to know what you need to roll. And I found it so much fun. And the world that Stefan has crafted, it is...
I'm excited to play. It's really funny, though, because, like, I'm super pumped. I'm super hyped. I'm also, like, super nervous. I don't even know why. I don't know why. It's not a recorded game. It's a closed table game or a closed door game. But I'm pumped. I'm so excited. It's gonna be good.
It is honestly phenomenal, and it is another one that I want to bring to a show format.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because the moment we finished playing, all of us, Justin, Couch, Chris, and myself, we all kind of said, "Let's do this again."
That's good. That's always good.
It was in like one of the first episodes of the Crit List, so I wasn't quite confident with the whole editing and producing side of things. So I couldn't kind of commit to let's do this like I have done with Mutants and Masterminds. But I'm thinking
halfway through we're chit chatting. You're like, everybody shut up, stop talking. Can we do this for real? Like, oh, okay.
So it's gonna be it's definitely I'm gonna sit down with Stefan and the rest of the guys and just kind of go,
cool.
Look, should we do this? Should we? I don't know how it's gonna materialize.
Yeah.
And yeah. So another thing that Stefan has just kind of he's brought out in chat, and I just kind of want. Right. So Couch a couple of weeks back posted in our lounge, in our Discord lounge, the prospect of running a game, a session of Fabula. Fabula Ultima, fantastic system, JRPG inspired system for the Crit List. Now, the slight issue is Justin and I already know Fabula.
I see.
So I'm thinking, if you haven't played Fabula, if Stefan hasn't played Fabula, and other people, we could do an episode of the Crit List, and it would just be without Justin and myself.
Oh, okay. That'd be intense, but I mean, that'd be fun. I'm all for trying new games. And I know actually that was the threads bouncing back. It was really funny because I got notifications left, right, and sideways, and it was Couch and Connell going back and forth about how Connell's like, I want to play Fabula. It looks amazing. So then I looked further into it and I was like, oh yeah, no, that looks fun. Like, I want to try that.
And Couch quality. Like, as a GM for Fabula, I cannot give him enough praise. Fucking outstanding.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm excited to kind of see you guys play this because there's no point Justin and I playing it because we're not going to learn the system.
Yeah,
we're already in a bi-weekly game with Couch, so I think it would be amazing to have Couch run you, Connell, Stefan, and we'll find someone else in the mix. And I mean, I'll be there to record it, but that's it.
That'd be hilarious. I'm for it. I'm going to give a professional, I hate that word, suggestion.
Yes.
Color code your damn character sheets. That is the best thing I've taken away from Covenant and Crucible.
Yes.
Like I haven't played it yet, so I'm sure there's more than that. That's wonderful. But like seriously, there's been 2 game systems now where their character sheets are color coded. And that sounds so simple, but it's awesome. It's super user friendly. It's amazing. Couch color code. I don't know if you're watching this.
Oh,
but
honestly, the fabulous character sheets, you don't need it. They are.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they are really, really well done because they're landscape as well.
Oh.
So you get it's really well done.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Very intrigued.
So I will be liaising with Couch and everybody to get that set up. But in the meantime, there are a couple of things that have come across our peripheral that, if you fancy talking about that.
Where am I starting?
Okay, normally Justin and I roll for initiative. Are you up for that?
I'm up for that. It's a digital roller. Are you good with that? My dice are still in boxes. Like if I knew where they were.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a decent dice because
like it's there. It's fair. It's clear.
Okay, so I got a nice little red number there.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's roll for initiative. Whoever gets the highest wins.
Oh, the Lord.
I
don't know if you see that.
I got
12.
you beat. I got an 18. I got you beat.
You're a turkey. Fucking liberator.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was one week where Justin beat me on all rolls, and that's because I had the same dice. He was just rolling fucking 7 after 7. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is one that I saw on Threads, and it is by ReadyComicsRoll. I don't know if you follow them.
I do. I'm pretty sure. If I don't, I'm about to.
Okay, so ReadyComicsRoll, and this is something I'm waiting on payday. It is a pay what you want, but I'd rather put some money down, but right now I can't justify anything until payday.
I know.
But this is called Page of Rage. Alright, and I mean, if that title doesn't give enough away, it is a 1-page breakdown of a pummel by foot and fist system, and it is a love letter to beat 'em up games.
Okay. Continue.
I am so fucking in. It is just my 8-year-old. He has just discovered Streets of Rage, and it's like, dude, you have no idea. It is, So yeah, I am so into that. It is serving as a love letter to the genre and such games from the 80s into today. It's easy to learn and use. You encourage creators to share whatever the games they come up with. So it uses D4 to D10 dice. Players have 30 max hit point and deal D6 damage, with health restored by food and in between levels. While damage done can be increased or decreased by special moves and power-ups. It's amazing.
That is amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore my keyboard for a second while I look this up.
Bring up the Trello. I've got the link to the HIO. So you can take advantage of the environment to find food, weapons, power-ups, while hazards in the area can be used to cause further damage. It is literally Streets of Rage in a tabletop role-playing game. You use
Also, can we just point out how epic the logo is? Like it's
amazing, yeah.
That's so old school. I love it.
I still haven't set up the screen sharing thing on here yet, so you'll have to bear with us for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look like an old school video game.
Yeah, like the brick wall. It's got the pixelated lettering, the itty bitty white font at the bottom. Like it's pretty fantastic. And I love how even down here it says inspirations, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, Double Dragon, Battletoads, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, TMNT, X-Men, Power Rangers, The Simpsons Arcade, Alien vs Predator. Yeah, if there's one that I'm going to try get on the crit list, that is... I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, that'll be entertaining as hell. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to play that so bad. It's fucking amazing.
That looks cool.
It's one of those ideas that someone's come up with, the guys at ReadyComicsRoll have come up with, and I've seen it and I've gone, fuck, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, like that's one of those things that's so common for me is I'll see like, but the opposite too. Like I'll see a game and I'm like, why did they think of like that's brilliant? It's so like, how come nobody like
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No, so yeah, do check out readycomicsroll.itch.io, and that's where you
Yeah.
can find Page of Rage. I am going to post the links down in the description below.
Oh, looky there. Ta-da. See? You know what you're doing. It's fine.
All right, I do believe it is your turn.
My turn. Now you guys have talked about this game before, Sake, right?
Yep.
It looks really cool. I picked this one because I'm a sucker for Settlers of Catan. I get savage. And while this is not that, this is a role-playing game that seems to have a lot of Japanese themes to it, but it's very, very brisk. It's very gamey. It's very gamey. But it's like a strategy game, basically. It just hit Kickstarter, which is the main point. We're not talking about the game, talking about the fact that it hit Kickstarter. When I picked this topic, because I wanted to talk about it, they were at like 4,000 of their goal, which is like 10,000. And I was like, that's pretty good. And literally this morning, they're already halfway. And I'm going, oh, like that was so quick and so fast. So check it out on Kickstarter. Sake, like I said, it looks like a lot of, if you like board games, if you like strategy games, it looks a little on the crunchy side, but in the best way possible. Like I saw that, I'm going, it's pretty too, which I know sounds super dumb, but like,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
pretty.
I'm following the guy on pretty much every social media outlet, and he was posting like the digital renders of this artwork.
It's beautiful.
And he was like showing like step by fucking step how he was
I,
doing it, and holy shit, this is talent.
I am a pure example of marketing sells. Like if something is horrible, but you put it in a pretty box, I'm probably gonna buy it. Like, so not that this is horrible. I don't think this will be horrible. This actually looks really, really good. Because it has all the elements of modern reality, but also fantasy if you want to. Like literally the list is a pirate. You can play a warlord, a sorcerer, a priest, or build a kingdom, adventuring this. Like it's kind of all over the place in the best way possible. It looks cool. It looks very cool.
It does. I mean, it's modular, so it does have a lot of rules, but you can start out simple and you can add rules as you grow more accustomed to the game, which I think is a phenomenal way of dealing with like a crunch sort of system.
And the rewards are cool, like the pledge rewards. Very cool. I mean, you always get the basic, the PDF, the hard copy, blah, 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 blah. But then they get into this, like, the higher up you go, you get, like, physical maps of the world that the game is set in, which you can play the game in any setting, but they do have their own world. And then there's one, if you keep going down, I saw somewhere you get a flag or a coat of arms designed. I'm like, I would never spend that much money on a Kickstarter, but that's tempting. That is so tempting. I mean... But it looks really cool. Go check it out. Yeah, like why am I not a millionaire? Like I wouldn't spend it on dumb stuff. I'd spend it on other people and artists.
If I were a millionaire, I would be skint in a fucking week.
Oh my god!
I'd be like, yeah, I want all the games. I want a dedicated game room.
Yes, so much gaming. But to be honest, I'd probably live in a shack on the beach because, yeah. But yes, if you like strategy games, if you're into like a little bit more of a board game feel with your role playing, like go check it out on Kickstarter. It's very cool. They're halfway through their pledging, so if you want to pledge something, quick, it's gonna go fast.
Do check it out. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
So another bit from me. This is now we're going on to the more well known sort of side of things, which we don't normally cover, but this is quite a momentous occasion in the world of Pathfinder. So a few months back, roughly when the remaster was kind of announced, they teased that in Pathfinder they were going to do a sort of meta arc where one of the 20 core pantheon of deities was going to die.
Whoop.
And that would have sort of everlasting change on the world.
Okay.
All right, and it would change everything. There would be an AP about it. It has brought two new classes currently that are just finishing up playtest, and another two that are about to begin playtest. Can't for the life of me remember what they are, what they're called, but but a lot of it has been kind of focused around which god's gonna die. You know, could it be Serenray, who is the Dawnflower? And I was secretly hoping it fucking would be.
Oh
no. But yeah, and they even held a poll. They held not necessarily a poll. They held a basic sort of a recurring blog post once every couple of weeks where they would basically write a narrative about what would happen if a certain god would die, and then kind of go, but it isn't this god. So it was a kind of what if. So, I mean, what if Pharasma died, then that'd be the end of basically everything, and etc.
Right.
So, last week, they revealed which god it was going to die, and the world collectively didn't give a fuck.
No.
It was a god of war known as Gorum, who technically is a core deity, but everybody just kind of went, meh.
Okay, so did they make all this hype as an excuse to get rid of him because everybody would be meh? Or it was just a really poor choice?
I don't know. I don't necessarily. I think there must be a reason why. I think there is obviously a narrative which will come to light. They're going to bring out an adventure path which is going to explain what happened. They're going to bring out a new rule book and all this. So that information will come to light. And I think it would have been a conscious decision. I don't think it would have been necessarily a marketing decision.
That's fair. Yeah.
But the amount of people who... You know, if you think about the Pathfinder gods, you think about Iomedae, you think about Sarenrae, you think about Desna, you think about Torag, you think about Cade and Kaleen, all these gods. These are, I mean, they're all on the same echelon, but these are more at the forefront. Gorum has always kind of been kind of the back, and Gorum is basically a god of war.
Oh,
and in Pathfinder First Edition, when alignment was a thing, a paladin of Gorum was an excuse to play a paladin as a monumental cock.
Yeah, I have a
So I mean, you know, I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't Sarenrae.
Because you don't like that god, or because you prefer the storyline?
Because I don't like that god.
Oh, okay. That's
it is the god that everyone starts choosing, and I just got so antagonistic towards it that in my games I made the clerics of Sarenrae the most depraved fuckers you've ever met.
Oh my god!
Like, there was one cleric of Sarenrae, and every time he'd go back to his church, the high cleric was always like doing drugs off a toilet seat or something like that.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay. I mean, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. I will give you that.
But yeah, so I mean, and also because when we played our first Pathfinder campaign, my bard was at odds with Couch's cleric, who was a cleric of Sarenrae, and I think that's just kind of carried over. Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have that dynamic almost in any system you play that's got gods in it. Like, it's
But yeah, so it is Gorum, and everybody just kind of went meh. But I genuinely am looking forward to what they bring out, even though I am kind of putting Pathfinder on the back burner, except for responsibilities. But right. I am definitely interested in to see, because some of their writing is fantastic.
I have been very intrigued. Like I said, we are, like, Connell and I are playing it. He's GMing it, but we're learning it together at the same time. It is interesting. I like it. I tried playing Pathfinder 3-ish years ago, maybe.
Hmm.
I won't go into details about why it was awful, but it was awful. Like, it was so bad that I was like, Pathfinder sucks. And then finally coming back into it now, I'm like, okay, this actually isn't that bad. Like, this is really actually good. Like, I enjoy it.
No, it is a good solid system, and I think
Yeah.
if you're into the tactical gameplay,
Yeah.
I think it is great. I mean, for me personally, I just want to take a step away from the tactical side of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I'd run something for you, Connell, and the others.
Are they chit-chatting down there?
They are. They're talking about my hatred for Sarah and Ray.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
So do you have anything else for us?
I do. I had one more that I wanted to chit-chat about. Have you looked into the Wicked Forever King Hungers?
No, but it sounds amazing.
It sounds so much fun. So I am always hesitant when I see a game system that's like you can run it like it's rules light, or you can run it solo. Because for me, I'm like, is that a game? Like, is that a game? It is a game. It is. But I'm always hesitant. As I was reading this, though, I started reading it. I'm going, okay, this could solve so many problems for me, because I have so many people in my life that want to play games, but they don't want to commit, 4 hours 5 times in a month to gaming. And this looks so much fun. It uses the lasers and feelings. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I'm a big Adventure Zone nerd, and they've used lasers and feelings quite a bit.
I have never heard of it. So I had to do some research, and I was like, what the hell is this? Why are we talking about our feelings again?
Because of fucking Elmo.
Right? Goddamn Elmo. No, but no, the Wicked Forever King Hungers looks really cool to me for multiple reasons. But the main thing is it's got that vibe of course, now that I know that you're not a Lord of the Rings guy. There's this, down to Goblin Town song from like the 80s, 70s cartoon version. Yeah. And like it has that creepy, dark ick vibe, but it looks also like it could be really funny. Because there's a mission generator that has basically there's this king, and you're playing the heretics trying to stop the king, the Wicked Forever King. And what I thought was really cool is I've never played a game with this this dynamic in it, but they have a doom clock. I butchered that probably. I think it's a doom countdown. Yeah, a doom counter. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be fun to play. Like, it just looks like solid, good fun.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, just like looking at their page now, which is tabletopbookshelf.com.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm loving the artwork, by the way.
Right? That's what it's got that, like...
Someone who's a bit of a Lovecraftian nerd. Seeing some
Mm-hmm.
of this is like, oh yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah, this is one I'd pick up and probably like smash in one session with what I will call my girls. Like this is good. This looks really good. And I also love too that like it is, I hesitate to say this. Oh gosh. It confuses me because I'm not as old of a player as most people in the community. But when they start calling the GM something other than the GM, it's like, why? I understand it's a flavor text thing. Sometimes it's because it has a different purpose than a GM. So for me, when they're like, one of the players gets to be the royal judge, I'm like, so are they a player or are they the judge? Like, I'm not sure if you play and you GM or if you just GM, or I'm not sure because it's rules light. So you probably do both.
Yeah.
So I'm super curious to see how that plays out with this kind of setting and like the lightness of it. I'm very curious to see if that's one of the things you can just slap down with some friends who've never played a game before and let's go. It looks fun.
No, it definitely does. So check that out, tabletopbookshelf.com. It looks really, really interesting. And I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on it.
Yeah, and it's affordable too. It's not $500. So
yeah, it's not like, what was the one? It was that at Monte Cup Games, the black box was like $150. It's like, no.
Nope.
Nope.
Not gonna happen.
Not interested. Okay, so We are gonna debut a new sort of segment to the show today. So
Oh, no.
so it may fail catastrophically, but that is probably my fault for thinking of it.
Oh,
So
God.
we're gonna do what is called what I've decided to call the last call.
Mm.
All right. So I know
Okay.
a
How
lot
we
of
doing
people
this?
like to end on a high note. We don't.
You don't. I'm
I
positivity and a sunshine.
I want to end it. I want to end the show bitching. So this is going to represent the end of the night when everybody's drunk and the last drunks are sat at the bar putting the world to rights. So I'm going to come up with a topic. I've got a list of topics here. I'm just going to mention one and we're going to bitch about it.
Let's bitch. I can bitch. I'm
All
probably
right.
bad at it now, but I'll try.
All right, I've got one for you, and
Let's do it.
the topic is the party splitting up at the worst possible time.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, no, I'll bitch about this one. So like
Alright.
we all play the same game.
Did you actually roll your sleeves up?
Yes, I did. I'm very heated right now.
I love everything
Yes.
about that.
We all play the same game concept. Doesn't matter what system you are, what GM, what players you're playing with. You don't split up the team. You don't. You just don't. And even if it's like, well, that's what my character would do. You're playing a game, you know better, don't do it. I
mean, I get splitting up the party. I mean, I run a lot of Delta Green. In that case, splitting up the party is
different.
is needed. But sometimes, you know, you get these people in a fucking dungeon, and it is literally a left or right in a dungeon. And they'll go, okay, so we'll go left and you'll go right. And you as the GM are sat there just going, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm going to run 2 combats at the same fucking time. And I'm going to kill these fuckers. and the beauty of it is when it fucking happens and they go their separate ways and the combat starts and they're getting battered from one side of the room to the other, they're blaming me.
Right? Yeah, because how come you didn't calculate that they were going to do that? As a player, it pisses me off because, like, we've had that a couple times where we've had a player that's like, well, I'm just going to go do this. I'm like, why? Why? No. Get your ass back here.
And I'm the sort of GM that I will stop, like, immediately stop any meta happening there. If someone's in a dungeon and one of the party goes, I'm just going to go down this way. And everybody starts going, no. It's like, whoa. No, that's meta.
Yeah.
If he wants to do that, you let them play their character. You let them do that. If it goes fucking wrong, then it goes wrong. The thing is, I'm meant to be bitching about this, but as a GM, I fucking love it.
You're so messed up.
But at the same time, I've been a player at the same time, and someone's gone, I want to do this, and I've gone, you want to do what now?
Right? Like,
you know,
especially when you know them splitting up when the exact time that they want to do that is going to get your character killed. Like, it's going to happen. It's like, what? No. Like, and then later, they're like, oh, I didn't know that happened. You stop it. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
you did.
we were doing a Pathfinder Society scenario. And we got into this combat. It was not a relatively harrowing combat. It was okay. We managed to kind of, overcome it with moderate ease. And one of the enemies fled. So 2 of the characters decided to chase after it. Alright, so meta knowledge, I'm going, that's a bad idea because no doubt you're running into another encounter. But in character knowledge, it was like, oh yeah, you go get them.
Yeah.
Should we just sit? We'll sit and wait for them. And we did. We actually, 2 of our characters, we sat down and we had sausage rolls.
I mean,
and then
I'm
we were just
hungry now.
the next combat kicked off, and they were getting battered. We were just rolling perception checks to see if we heard anything.
I don't know how I don't know how I would handle that, to be honest. Like, all right, fair game. Sausage roll it on, I guess.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, sausage rolling on. Nice.
Yeah.
To be honest, we should have started saying that because the quantity of sausage rolls I eat massively outweighs the quantity of waffles.
What counts as a sausage roll over there, though? Like, are you talking about like little breakfast sausages, like the little like?
No, oh, no. I mean, here we got sausage rolls which are about, a good 4-5 inches.
So like a brat, like
it's
a hot dog, like
it's sausage meat. I think it's Cumberland sausage
okay.
meat, and they're wrapped in pastry and.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm in. If there's pastry involved, I'm in. Like...
Yeah, I mean, if you ever come to the UK, I will personally buy you sausage rolls. We'll go. It'd be welcome to the UK Atlas. Our first port of call, Greg's.
I need a basket. For it.
Oh, I mean,
food all the way.
Fun fact. When I was living in Spain, I lived in Spain because from when I was about 2 to when I was about 11, I lived in the UK. But then we moved over to Spain where I spent 20 odd years. And one thing I missed was it's a franchise bakery called Greg's. And that's where they've got the sausage rolls and all that. And when I first touched ground in the UK, when I came back to live here, it was like Greg's. It was that is my first port of call. I'm going to a fucking Greg's, and oh my god, I got so fat.
That's like every time I go to New York, it's like, we're going to eat healthy. I'm going to make nachos. We'll make good decisions. And then Connell and I end up with like so many pizzas and so many sandwiches. Like it's just, the food. We got a party platter sushi tray one time for 3 of us.
Nice.
And we downed it. Downed it. It was amazing. Yeah.
I think serving sizes are suggestions anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I went to one of the supermarkets and I got basically a pre-cooked sort of Chinese meal. It says serves 2. It was like, my arse, it serves 2. Serves 1 and a bit.
All right. Yeah. No.
Anyway,
I could go so many places with that.
So sausage rolls aside, back to splitting the party.
Yeah, right? Like,
so I don't know what possesses people, and I don't, because sometimes I think there is a narrative to it. Sometimes I do think there is a, my character heard something, and I'm going to go down there. And even though the other characters are kind of going, you shouldn't go there alone, they kind of go, yeah, I do. But there is a disconnect between logic.
Yeah, like it's so frustrating for me when like characters suddenly get stupid. It's like, oh no, we're gonna split the party. I'm like, are we though? Should we really? We had a character one time that like just up and walked away and didn't even have an in-character reason. Wasn't like just no reason. They legitimately just wanted to cause problems, and I'm like, I'm going to murder you in your sleep. Like. It's like, I'm just gonna go fuck about over here. And even in character, we're like, hey, try and get your attention. Nah, I don't see it. It's just like, come on.
Nah, I mean, but yeah, so that is the last call. If you guys enjoyed that little segment, the last 10-15 minutes of the show where we bitch about something and talk about sausage rolls.
And sausage rolls.
So yeah, by all means, let us know. But I think that's pretty much all we've got time for. So I just want to thank our partners for supporting us. I want to thank everyone in the chat who showed up today. Been a fantastic turnout. We love you guys.
I gotta figure out how to get chat up for myself so I can see what's going on.
That's fair enough. And also, I want to thank you for not only spending some time with me this evening, but for also joining the team. I think this is going to be amazing going forward. Do you want to tell people whereabouts on the internet they can find you?
Yeah, sure. If you dare to be bored. No, I'm kidding. On Instagram, I'm Atlas Ursa, as in the Titan and the bear. it's a theme going on. My personal one has a period between atlas.ursa. My art one is just straight up Atlas Ursa. On Threads as well, atlas.ursa. Come find me. It's pretty easy. I'm pretty much everywhere there's social media. Well, yeah, no, I'm pretty much everywhere.
So, as for me, you can find me at Natural Juan at dice.camp along Mastodon. You can now find me natural.juan on Threads, as I've changed the name. But I'm also behind most of our social media presence on Instagram, Blue Sky, and on Facebook at Too Legit to Crit. Don't hesitate to get in touch. If you like what we do and you want to see more, then give us a like, give us a rating, subscribe, tell your friends about us. And we have merch as well. Atlas is sporting the Waffle on My Wayward Son, inspired by...
Kayla, buy this one. Sorry.
Inspired by like our love of Supernatural. That's what inspired that t-shirt. I'm wearing one of our shirts from our previous store, but we do have more merch on there. Don't hesitate to check it out. Anything you do, any money we get is going to go back into to funding the show and making things better. But yeah, like, subscribe, tell us what you like, tell us what you dislike. And most importantly of all, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's taken time out of their busy day to listen to 2 out of 3 idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.